And it's interesting that the Midrash is saying, how do you know what the experience of the next world will be? And the Midrash says, oh, it's very simple. It's the same joy that we have experienced in the giving of the Torah. Well, what does that mean? Are there going to be thunder and lightning and manna falling from the sky? No, the Midrash says something very interesting. You know what that experience is going to be? It's the joy of a wedding. Kol chatan v'kol kala. Which begs the question, so what's so messianic about a wedding? So the Gemara actually says something very, very perplexing. It says, if you want to know if you were the type of person that could study Torah and absorb its values, just go to a wedding. Can you feel the intense joy of someone else? Can you look outside your own life and feel for someone else their joy? That's a sign that you can absorb Torah. And the second sign is if you can go to a wedding and know this is miraculous, because God is behind this. In everyday events, God is running the world. So that's another reason it gives you the joy, and that's another realization that you could have, and that means you can absorb the lessons of the Torah. Of course, there's a famous Midrash that says that a noble woman said to the rabbis, so I understand that God created the world in 6 days and the seventh day rested, but what is God doing now? So they said, that's simple. God is making matches. God is making weddings. And she said, what, are you kidding me? I can make a wedding. I have 1,000 male slaves and 1,000 female slaves. I'm going to put them together randomly and show you that there's nothing miraculous about this. So she does exactly that. The next day she goes to visit the young couples. Even before she gets close, she hears wild sobbing and cries. And as she opens the door and she sees broken bones and lacerations and everybody's miserable, and she goes back to the rabbi and says, I see you're right. I see there is something miraculous. I see God's intervention in every wedding. And so the conclusion of this is that if you go to a wedding, you're actually having a taste of the world to come, because as we said, it's intense joy, and it's intense joy that you have to see outside of yourself, and you have to see God's hand in everything. And of course, it'll be very clear in the Messianic time. So I wish you both that you find this intense joy in the person that you meet and marry, and you will be experiencing a taste of the world to come. Love you both.